Although we could test it, let's just plug it in and see if it gets hot. Okay guys, so I got this block heater out of the Mahindra 2555 out of the tractor, and you know, it didn't work last winter. I kept plugging it in for 2 or 3 hours. Start the tractor would start really hard, act like the oil was real thick. I did a quick ohm check on it and it read open. So, you know, it was acting like there was nothing. So I wasn't sure if it was a wire connection, you know, maybe a wire busted, or if it was the actual block heater itself. So I went ahead and ordered one, but I thought we'd just look at the ohm reading real quick here on this one. Now that I pulled it out, you know, it reads a little bit of ohms. Okay, the reading really varies, doesn't it? It's going all over the place. There's nothing consistent about it. Moving the wire, moving the plug. There it's dropping off. There it's fluctuating. So going from 0. So it could be a connectivity problem. What does AI say about this? Now, you can't trust AI for a lot of things. You really got to verify it, because Google, I mean, sometimes it'll just directly contradict itself in the 2 different sentences, or it'll give you the wrong information. So be careful with this stuff. Definitely don't take medical advice from it. So what should be the resistance on an average block heater? A block heater's resistance should be typically between 5 and 30 ohms, though some may fall in the 30 to 40 ohm range. This replacement I got is actually 400 watts. Let's just see what it is. We'll just lay it right here. We'll turn this back to ohms, and let's plug this into here and see what this shows. Now 33, 34 ohms. So that's more in line with what we'd be expecting, at least from Google AI. And I call it AI because, just to remind myself, it's not AI, it's AI sometimes, because it's just not accurate. But at least this kind of verifies what they're saying there. Now the problem is, of course, it could be somewhere in this cord. This is a pain in the butt to take off. Let me just show you real quick. I mean, this is not like pulling a block heater out of the side of a block that you can get to on a car pretty easily. This has been an ordeal. You got to loosen the loader and take the loader off. That takes a few minutes. That doesn't take long. I didn't take it all the way off. This piece of metal right here, this is not a joke. This thing is, I don't know how much that weighs, but it's over 100 pounds. And I was lucky just to get it on top of the tire. And that of course blocks everything right here. This is just the loader mount. And so that took a bunch of bolts to pull off right there. You can see all the bolts there. That took about 45 minutes to get that off. But the block heater is of course right there, and there's the hole for it. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and replace it, you know, and not try to mess with the wiring here. Although we could test it. Let's just plug it in and see if it gets hot. Let's do that. So let's just test our cord here. The cord says 117 volts, AC volts there. So that's working. .62 degrees. Okay, it's literally been plugged in for over 5 minutes. Let's see what the temperature is. 59. Actually got colder. Let's try the other one. So that brass part's at 65 degrees right there. Let's just plug this in. And oh, 150, 152, 170, 180, 200. Okay, that's enough. That's plenty hot. Okay, so this one's working. We're definitely taking out the old one, putting this one in. Probably seal this up with a little silicone around this as well. I took this out of the old block heater cable, right? Because thinking maybe it's just the cable. Maybe I could just replace the cable, get away with using this one again. But when we hook up these leads here, and again, you know, reads no resistance at all. Okay, basically, we'll clip them on here, clip them on the ends, not touching the sides, and it's totally open, right? It's totally open. So this one's failed, and it's definitely time to replace it. Okay, so you know this would be an easy check on your tractor or on your vehicle. God, that's still hot. It's been a few minutes since I turned it off, but let's just turn it on ohms again. You know, you can just check your plug that you plug into your cord to activate your block heater, and this one still reads what? You know, 33 ohms. Okay, and then when we test this one, of course, so it's totally open. There's something busted inside there. It's not conducting. It's not making any heat anymore. So it's definitely time to replace that. So this would be a good baseline to take on your vehicles. You know, if you got a block heater on your diesel pickup or your gas car or whatever, just check it, write it down somewhere, write down these normal numbers. And then so if you start to have a problem with it, you can check to see if it's deviated from the normal numbers. All right, got the part in. Let's see what it looks like here. So here's the Zerostart block heater right there. Okay, there's two 12mm bolts, one on each side. Probably can't see the one on the left very well. They're kind of yellow topped. I did use a gasket. I had to find a gasket at the parts store that basically fit. It was basically like a thermostat gasket. Put a little bit of the right stuff on it as well on both sides just to hold it in place. I did use some Teflon tape between the heater and the mount for the heater. There was Teflon tape on the original installation, so I just went in and used it. I did use some high temp silicone around where the red rubberish kind of plug goes into the actual block heater, just to seal that. Otherwise the wires are just wrapped up here where they're out of the way of the throttle cable there. Come down here and it just hangs down right here. This is well underneath the side shroud, so I can get to it really easily there. I can lengthen it or shorten it if I want to. So I ran it for about 10 minutes at 2,000 RPM. There's no leaks. It's hot, so definitely circulating. So just for comparison, let's look at this Cummins diesel. Now this truck has 105,000 miles on it or so, and it's 13 years old. So we're just gonna hook this up to the block heater here. Okay, looks like 21, 22 ohms right there. Okay, so the way I check for this one to see if it's working when I plug in the cord to the block heater is the block heater's right over here on this side, and I can put my ear down here and listen, and I can hear it pop after a few seconds. It'll pop a couple times and then it'll start sizzling. So that's how I know this block heater's working. Okay, 22 ohms, good. I'll write that down in my manual.